Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Double Thought Show. Hope everyone is doing great.
Yes. And as you can see in the thumbnail, today is a business show. And then business shows, we always start with
Let's face it, if they took care of business, I'd be out of business. You know what I mean?
yes. If they would take care of business, we wouldn't have a show, actually. It is what it is. Today we're going to be talking about Anheuser-Busch selling off 8 beer brands to Tilray brands. Are they getting hit by the boycott? Are they trying to save the brand? We're gonna talk about Dave Portnoy buying back Barstool for $0. And we're going to talk about Adidas. How are they doing since Yeezy Day? Yeezy Day 1, 2, 3. I think it's 4 Yeezy days now. And now, are they making money? Or is Yeezy the winner?
Yes. Hey guys, we have a very interesting one for you today. A couple of interesting topics. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Spin it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, guys, before we proceed, we want to give a shout out to everyone that's checking out this show. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the Double Thought Show. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to engage with us, everyone. Remember to like, share the video with your friends, your families, and of course, your enemies. Don't forget to comment as well, like the video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. It's really important that you do that. We want to get 20 more subscribers this week. So if you've watched and rewatched but are not subscribed, please do so. Before we proceed, the usual disclaimer. We are here solely to provide entertainment. We make jokes. Don't take things too seriously. Just laugh with us and comment. If you need to know more, check out the disclaimer in the description box below. With that being said, we can proceed, KR.
Yes. Thank you for the housekeeping. As we always say at the Double Thought Show.
Bora! Hora do show!
Showtime, guys. Today, we're going to start with Bud Light. We've been covering Bud Light for a while now. Before the summer, it went totally wrong. They teamed up with people that don't align with the customer they're trying to serve. And the customer started a boycott. To the point, we talked last week about the losses in Q2, the second quarter of 2023. 390 million. 390 million.
Is that the amount of jobs lost or?
Well, they have fired about 2% of their people so far.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to say, it's not going the right direction. You want to say something?
Yeah, 2% might sound like a small amount, a small percentage, but it's actually you need to consider that we're talking about a big company, a multinational. So 2% is a lot of people. Consists of a lot of people.
Yes. And they have been this first round they started, not literally firing, they were cutting off factories In the second round, it came closer to home. They started cutting corporate jobs. And now they are cutting brands. Oh my, it's like gangrene. You start with the fingers and then you
Uh,
they keep going. It's getting closer. It's getting closer to the chest area. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, it's of course it's horrible for the people who lost their jobs over this, but as we already covered, it seems like it won't stop. It seems like it won't stop. But we have been covering this for a while now. We have been covering this. We have a whole playlist with 22 videos. If you want to check out what happened and how it all started and how it's going, feel free to open up the playlist on our main page and start watching. If you want to watch the clips, you can watch the clips, all the podcast shows, the large shows, all the red ones. So you can basically go back to back, watch all the shows, and you can see what has been covered during this whole time. But yeah, we are today here to talk about the 8 brands that are being sold off. They sold 8 brands for 85 million to the brand Tilray brands. If those who don't know, Tilray is known for their CBD, their CBD drinks. That's what they got big for. But of course, they have to diversify because they are still waiting for a larger acceptance, both user-wise and legal-wise in the US. So they cannot always keep pushing the CBD drinks. They have to put the money. They have the money, so they have to move it around to diversify. Okay, let's take a look at what the CEO has to say about this situation. Did they get it on sale? Let's see. Can you hear it? Oh no, you cannot hear it.
no.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, I can't hear. Yeah, but this is a very interesting, crazy story. And one thing I wanted to point out as KR is trying to check to fix the sound issue is that the beer company always seems to, or this AB always seems to point the blame
This deal.
at the customers. Yeah, I can hear it now. So in the past, we've talked about how they blame the customers for not actually buying the drinks, and we were saying that if you get feedback from your customers, it might be best perhaps to listen to your customers instead of go and shaming them and blaming them for not being aligned with what you think. Because if you had done so, you would have prevented all this problem. But the CEO has something to say in
By the
light
way,
of
this is the CEO of Tilray brands.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the AB InBev
yeah,
one.
yeah. But yeah. So yeah, but there's something to say about the brands.
Acquisitions.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's take a look what he has to say.
My first question is how much of Anheuser-Busch recent trials and tribulations around Bud Light had to do with this deal?
Nothing had to do with this deal. I think the big thing you said is this here. What this takes out from Tilray is predictability. We're not waiting on cannabis legalization. It diversifies Tilray in January 2020, rebranded the company Tilray Brands. We got a 30% in the cannabis business in Canada. We're now 30% in our spirits and beer. We got a 30% medical and distribution business. So we're not sitting and waiting for predictability. And I called Anheuser-Busch and asked them about these brands, and we had discussions, and it's a great deal for both of us, and it was great to work with ABI on this.
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering if you got a good price because of some of the problems that they've been struggling with.
Listen, I think we got great brands and great opportunities to grow these brands. And actually, as you know, strategically with Montauk, which is growing 40% today, and our Sweetwater brand, which is growing. So it really positions Tilray in a great spot.
Yes, but Mr. CEO, you didn't answer the question. Did you get?
You caught it as well. Hey, you gotta stay professional at all times. You cannot show your hand.
Well, if you look at the beginning of the video, the smile he had on his face, guys, go check it out. That looks like that's a face, that's a smile that can only be that you will only see on a man that has had the opportunity to get 8 brands for pennies on the dollar, because that's a brand of, and look at it, the micro expression as well when they asked him, well, I guess that you get it cheaper. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Did you get it cheaper is what I'm asking due to all the turmoil. And I mean, his body language said everything. But he didn't answer it. He said, yeah, this is an opportunity. We have the opportunity to grow a brand. One of the brands is growing at 40%. Yes, mister, but did you get it pennies on the dollar though? That's all we want to know.
Thing we want to know. Yes, and the only question that would be able to, well, not only, but one of the questions that could help you answer that is, when did the negotiation start? That's the only thing I need to know.
Yeah.
When did it start?
Yeah.
Well, probably usually this takes months to negotiate all the deals, and usually it also takes, even after acquisition, they're still hashing a lot of things out. So it's not like 1, 2, 3, but
or maybe they were negotiating already, and before they could offer a price, the news broke, and they were like, okay, now we're gonna
now it's the right
retract
time.
our offer, and we're gonna put it a new offer.
We're lucky. Preparation meets
Opportunity.
Anyway, guys, so basically it's a great deal for Tilray. I mean, they are diversifying their portfolio. They don't only have Tilray, they don't only have CBD brands, but also alcoholic spirits, as they call it. And also they are still selling weed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Stay away from the weed, man.
Yes. And that's also something that could have been said when they were trying to roll out that campaign. But it is what it is. AB basically sold off the brands. And the brands they are selling are Top Shock, Shock Top, Breckenridge Brewery, Blue Point Brewery Company, 10 Barrel Brewing Company, Red Hook Brewery, Whitmer Brothers Brewing, Square Mile Cider Company, and Highball Energy. So I'm pretty sure, looking at how people are moving these days, because did you saw last week in one of the comments, people summing up the brands that are affiliated to AB InBev. I'm pretty sure the sales of these will skyrocket as soon as they're sold out.
Yeah.
People are really, really very picky these days about the beers they are drinking. I think that's also gonna hurt the brand on the long term. And the question you gotta ask yourself is, will AB InBev, or in this case Anheuser-Busch, and the American daughter company, will it be able to survive this onslaught? Because it's been going on for 4 months. Are people going to are people disciplined to continue doing what they are already doing, or will they cave in? I haven't heard anything about Kid Rock, by the way, but
No, we have, yeah, because allegedly he's selling after that whole video, that the video that started the whole uh, boycotting campaign. It was said that he, and we covered it in our previous video, that he, or at least his bar was still selling Bud Light. But to answer your question, whether or not they can take it or not, so they can handle the loss or not. And my point is that I said it in the previous show as well, KR. You can't, people like what they are accustomed to. So if you're accustomed to drinking a certain beer, then that's what you drink. If, let's say, due to a boycott, someone changes beer, it's not like they're gonna change back as soon as an apology is stated or something. Because maybe you can try something else and fall in love with it. And I mean, they have a lot of money, so I don't think necessarily that they will fall or go bankrupt or something. And
no.
they have various brands, so it's like the risk is spread out. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they've reached the bottom yet.
No. Let's see how far it can go. I mean, it's yeah, it's going to hurt the company however you look at it, because they lost 390 million in sales, right? It's not, they didn't really lose money, they lost sales in comparison to the previous year. They call it year over year, guys. So they compare always what happened in this period a year ago, and they lost 390 million. The question is, will that continue? Will the trend continue in Q3? We will know that somewhere in beginning of Q4. But yeah, it's gonna cost not only the company, people are gonna get fired over this. People will get fired, and you only hope in this economy that people can find a new job, because as you already know, the other company that fired a lot of people because they went bankrupt, we talked about it last week, is Yellow. That was a pretty big company. 30,000 people lost their job and their pensions over that. Retirement. That's crazy. So let's see how it develops, man. Anything else we want to say about this? Because this is just the update, guys. We are keeping always, like I said, it's called the redemption summer of redemption of Bud Light. We try to keep every week an update on this Bud Light topic to see how it's developing. Maybe they will come back. Maybe they'll have a Hail Mary moment. Football season is starting up. They are one of the I think they are the beer partner of NFL. So
Yeah,
let's see how that goes.
NFL, Bud Light, NFL, Marriott.
Oh, this is I didn't think about that one.
So yeah,
Is NFL the new Drakers?
oh man, no
Would
man. But I don't have anything to add.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
that would make sense.
Only comments.
Okay, let's see how it ends, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. Do you think that AB InBev will, or Anheuser-Busch, the American part of the company, will it continue to have losses? Will the losses increase year over year for the Q3? Are you planning to? Are you the one guy who's sipping Bud Light in in a corner, so no one sees you. Let us know in the comments. Anyway, let's continue with the second topic. Yes, yes, yes. As you already heard in the intro, second topic. Barstool. Barstool is right now back to the original owner of the brand. It used to be owned by Penn after they paid 500 million for it. And guess how much money it was worth? Well, not worth. It's probably worth more, but how much money Dave had to pay for it? $0.
You have to use the Ice Cube bite
Would that be better?
because they got
Ice Cube.
Oh, now I understand.
they
Ice
got
Cube is something else. Oh,
they,
I'm
yeah,
totally so
they got
focused on
screwed.
that.
They got screwed.
The thing is, so the backstory to this story, guys, is this whole sale is Penn bought Barstool as a channel for them to promote their activities, their sports books and activities. And it seemed like the way Barstool is set up, it's not very corporate. So there were some situations that were a bit, let's call it,
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
and Penn couldn't deal with it. And not to forget, Penn signed a multi-billion deal with ESPN. So what do? You sell off that weight, it seems. That's how they would do it. If you're selling it for $0 with the, of course, with the
Liabilities.
it's not liability. With they basically had a couple of things added to that deal. So he cannot sell it off. If he sells it off again, he will have to pay half of the money to Penn in the future. So there are a lot of prerequisites to this deal. It's not like
So
they
clauses.
Yeah. And let's take a look at some of the things they mention relating to that. So let me share my screen with you guys. So Penn announced they became official sports book of ESPN, and which has 117 million unique visitors a month versus 8 million for Barstool Sports. Just 8 million to 170. I think that choice was pretty easily made.
Pretty sure it was.
ESPN here is, as the writer already says, is the Goliath, while Barstool is a David.
Yeah.
If you compare, don't forget that, if you compare Penn with other sport books, FanDuel has 43% of the market, DraftKings has 31, while they have 3.7. On top of that, as Adam Ryan says, what makes Stoolies go crazy is Portnoy and the team pirate ship attitude at Barstool. This attitude has caused Penn issues time after time with maintaining good standings with regulators. So yeah, at a certain point, you gotta say, you know what? 117. Is 8 million visitors worth it? RJ, I see you laughing there.
No, it's like you said. It's like it's a business decision. Sometimes you see that you think that so in business something might shine or an opportunity might present itself, but that doesn't mean that that's the best thing for you and the best thing for your company. So for example, there are certain clients, let's say you have you're a wholesaler and you import, let's say you're a wholesaler of cars, and you get a big client, and the client wants you to export every month, maybe let's say 100,000, but your capacity, you can only export, for the sake of example, 10,000 every month. So that means that you are in short. Now, some people might say, okay, I have a big opportunity. So what I will do now is I'm going to take the deal because this is too good to be true. But the problems you get with that, I mean, it can go right, it can go good in the right direction. You might be able to pivot and adjust, but sometimes it's better to say no or better to stay low and do things the way you've been doing it instead of trying to compete or trying to catch a deal, for example, that you are not able to comply with. You're not able to deliver. So it's the same. It's the same here. It's like it's a business decision. There's nothing actually that you can really do. But yeah, so that's what I can. Yeah, that's my first comment on this topic.
Hey, it's a win for Dave because he sold it off for 500 million. So he got the money, and now you're getting it back for nothing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't. I think we also saw the announcement video where he basically said, "I already have the money, so I don't have to sell it again."
Yeah,
This is playing with house money.
yeah.
Imagine we sell off Double Thought Show,
The empire.
the Empire, for 1 billion, and then
Yeah,
they sell it us back for 200 million. I'm
yeah.
like, oh yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not? I
yeah,
already have the money.
yeah. But I think that there are other things that must have played a role as well, right? Because why
Yeah,
would you go? You could have sold it to someone else as well.
yeah. So this is probably because they because of the way it's run, and that's always hard, right?
The
If
culture.
the culture at the company has already raised eyebrows before, it got them into problems, and other companies were like, probably that I don't know if we're gonna pay 500 for that. You'll never bring. So you can choose to sell it off without, and that's what I'm going to show now, without the deal. And what is the deal they made with Dave? Shout out to Dave, man. It's a big win for them. So the deal they made was, part of the deal is that Barstool has a non-compete with Penn. Before the Penn acquisition, the largest advertising client of Barstool was sportsbooks. Now, no money is coming in from their best profile of clients, which puts constraints on the business. On top of that, Barstool cannot launch its own sportsbook. This is a small deal, as it wasn't probable that Dave would ever want to work with regulators, but it does cap the business potential. Lastly, if Dave ever does a liquidation event or dividend, Penn gets 50% of the proceeds. So basically, if there ever was a reason to sell Barstool Sports, Penn would get 50%. And I think the previous two conditions, you wouldn't be able to get anyone to agree with them if you would sell it off to someone else.
Yeah. Unless you, so this is my question, Kiara. For that price, you couldn't get it from anyone else?
300, you get it, you sell it off for 200 million, get a 300 million loss. Now you still have a non. Don't forget, they were making a lot of money out of the sports book stuff, so they were
Yeah.
making a good amount of money. So basically, what you would get is then who would buy it first of all. Maybe someone would buy it for 300 million, and then team up with FanDuel, and now you're losing on both ends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. I mean, it's I don't know how they got to this deal, but they must have an amazing
Negotiator.
leverage.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. So that's my point. Why did they close it with this with Portnoy? So and that's why I think that it has to do. It's deeper than that. It's not just about management as well, because I do understand it, but I think that the leverage is he has more leverage, and I think it's also more practical because he can enter and immediately do something about it, right? Is
Yeah.
there a sellback clause as well, if you know?
I don't see it here.
That you would need to sell it back to them, for example? No, I don't think so.
I don't see anything here. Penn purchased the stake of Barstool for 36% in January of 2020 and increasing its stake to 50% by 2023. Reports at the time, the initial Penn indicated that it's not mentioned here. So maybe we will hear more about this deal later. It's kind of this is one hot out of the kitchen, man. This one happened, I think, on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, I think it's Friday, or no, it's I think last week on Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But yeah, it's I mean it's a great deal for Dave, man. I mean, you got at the end of the day, you got your stake, you got the 500, you got all the money you need, and you get your company back. And also for the people working there.
Yeah.
Isn't
It's a culture they
Marion-
know, it's a leader they know, they can follow it as well. It's just like KR, if you take, for example, the Pat McAfee show, you can run it in any other way than you can't
yes,
you can't do
can.
it in another format. You need to do it in that format.
You need Pat to run it the way.
But why? So why wouldn't they just hire him to run it without selling it to him?
Because they got him already in trouble, right?
Yeah.
The way. Hey man, it's the culture. That's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of acquisitions, right? Most people don't realize this is that a lot of times it's the culture clash. By the way, I don't know nothing. I'm in first balling from my mama's basement, so I don't know nothing, guys. But one thing you can always see is that with acquisitions, there's always a make or break when it comes to culture. Culture is one of the things where a lot of companies they buy up the company, they try to merge it into an existing company or an existing process, and because of the huge difference in cultures, it can break. And in this case, I mean, if you're running a corporate business and you incorporate a company like Barstool, how they're being run, it's almost impossible to get them to mesh together. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And I mean, million. What's the name of the $1 million worth of game was also part of or are they still part of Barstools?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let me see real quick. Who did they sign their 100 million deal with? That's a good question. And they were also they signed a pretty big deal. Let me check real quick. Yeah, they signed a 100 million deal with Barstools. So they are part of Barstool.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting where Barstool are gonna get their money from right now.
Yeah.
Hope they put it into an escrow when they sold.
Well, KR, if they messed it up, they can rest assured that we have a segment here. We have open segments here where we can just plug the story and play.
Hey man, 100 million. Put that money in escrow, man. Put that money in escrow so I know
The
that
money
money.
is there. I want to see that the money is there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be crazy if this fails. Anyway, yes, I think I don't have anything to add. I think this is the biggest I mean a lesson you can take from this acquisition. That not always an acquisition can go right. The you have to assess the culture of both companies before you do it. And I don't understand how people do this stuff still. You know, you acquire a company and think it's gonna just go all right. And while I think the majority of the failed acquisition is because of culture difference.
The culture is difficult. I know companies that on paper made so on paper it made sense for the company to have uh, these two branches or these two sectors,
Yeah.
but they didn't merge. They couldn't merge actually because the culture was so different. For example, you have uh, one example is a law firm that merged with a tax company, tax
Mm.
advisors company, and they merge, and it's perfect, right? Because if you do transactions, you need the legal, you have the legal aspect, and of course you have the tax aspect.
Yeah.
However, one of the branches, one of the forgot which one it was. I think it was a tax advisor. They were the culture was completely different. They were more free. They the dress code wasn't as stringent. No, it wasn't like like unprofessional, but
No,
not
not like a startup.
not like yeah, it's no not like a start, not the Sam Bankman style,
Well,
but
that's in Speedo, coming to Speedo.
but not Goldman Sachs either. So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But still, so it's still professional, but not as stringent. The pay of that sector was way higher.
And
Office
the
man
lawyers,
no of the tax advisors,
mm,
office managers of the tax company was getting
they were
paid
getting the money. Yeah.
good. On the other hand, the same company, and why was that? It was purely because of the structure that the tax advisors they did all the jobs from. So let's say if you would compare a lawyer with 5 years experience with a lawyer with a tax advisor with 5 years experience, that tax advisor in that company, so in those respective companies, the tax advisor did way more than the lawyer did because the lawyer was supporting the partner. The lawyer wasn't independent.
Mm.
So the salary reflected, of course, the level of responsibility, which isn't that much. And so now the problem arose because, hey, you are earning more than I am earning. I'm getting here at 8 because I have to, and you can come in whenever you want. You can work from home if you want to. So they try to harmonize it, but people left because people couldn't some people couldn't deal with the changes, and for others it wasn't clear. One person says one thing, the other person says one thing. I always did it like this. Now I don't know who to listen to. And that's a small company.
Mhm.
Just imagine with a multinational, with a big company,
$1 billion.
hundreds of thousands of people working. It's not. It's gonna be very difficult to merge the two to companies. So I do agree with you that culture plays a big role. Culture and people, yeah, culture. Because and also people are resistant to change.
Oh,
So
yes. You change management is very important when you're dealing with this, man. M&A is very tough, man. It's not as easy as people think. That last remark is a good one, by the way.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, so let's see how this how will I mean Barstool is in good hands, man. The guy grew Dave grew the company to where it is, and they will continue to grow, and he'll find a way to make money. They'll find a way.
Yes, 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 yes. They will. I think that's what that basically sums it up for the second part. Guys, before we proceed, just we need to talk about the housekeeping, of course. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button down below, it really helps us to get our videos out more because we're trying, of course, as we always say, to spread the word. Yes, yes, the gospel. Yes, yes, the gospel. Remember to follow us on our socials as well at Double Thought Show on Facebook and Instagram. We always ask that you comment. We always ask that you engage. We always ask that you hit that like button, share the video with your friends, your family, and of course your enemies. But we always stress as well, more perhaps to remember to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach a goal. We're trying to grow the channel. And in order to do so, we need your commitment. We see that a lot of you are watching. A lot of you are watching and rewatching. About 90 to 95% of you, but you are not subscribed to the channel yet. And for you, you see the comments, you see at least you see the videos, so you might think that you are subscribed, but maybe you're not, or maybe you think you don't have to subscribe because you're already getting the contents and the notifications. But if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel because this really helps us grow the channel, which will enable us to improve the production of our channel. And finally, don't forget to share the video with your friends, share the video with your family, and distract your enemies. Don't forget to share the video as well with the people you're negotiating with, the people who you sold a company to and then got it back,
For free.
the people that can't negotiate.
Oh,
Share the videos, guys. Share it with your enemy, as I already said. But it's all jokes. It's all fun and jokes. But we always say this because the sharing of the video also helps with growing the channel. And what you do when you choose to share it with your enemy, if you choose to do it because you want to distract him or her, in order to make a move for a penny on a dollar deal, let us know down below. With that being said, that basically rounds up the housekeeping. KR, I think we can proceed with the main topic of today's show. A
the
topic that we've that has a close place. That's a very intimate place, close to our hearts, because when we started the channel, at one point KR and I had a meeting and we were like, KR, we are getting the views, we're getting the engagement, but if we go down this road, we might as well change the name of our channel to Good Music Show. KR, take it away.
Yes, yes, yes. As you can already see, we're going to talk about Yeezy. The Yeezys. The Yeezys. Which Yeezys? This Yeezy? Hello, hello. Hey, by the way, editor, change the color of the one I'm picking up. This color. It's a different color. Change the colors. So it seems like I have two different ones.
But what do you want them to do?
Change the color of this one.
To what color?
It has to be like a sandish color, because both are black, but they cannot see it anyway. Guys, gonna be talking about Yeezys, man. Yeezy August, Yeezy May, Yeezy Day. How is Adidas doing? A lot of people know what happened. If you want a recap, here's a short recap.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
Bam! And KaiR lost all deals. there's your recap for you. Anyway, guys, so basically Adidas had hit their deal, their Yeezy deal with the Yeezy brand, and he was making all those shoes, making money. Everyone was making money. Kumbaya. And then Ye went off the cliff. He went on a hill and wasn't going down until it was over. And here we are months later. Adidas basically split up with Kanye, and they were sitting on about $1 billion from what they what they said.
Statements, yeah.
Stock. Yeah, in this statement, $1 billion worth of stock. And the question was back then, are we going to sell it off? Are we going to burn the money? Do we have that much money? Are we going to make sure I can get my bonus at the end of the month? I'm just kidding. They had to make a choice, and they chose to sell everything through the channels, what they call basically Yeezy Day. They sold it on their confirmed app, basically dropped a bunch of stuff in May on that Yeezy Day. And in August, as you could see here, they announced basically the sale of more brands, more Yeezys. And of course, how can I say it? The freedom fighter that I am. Oh yeah, by the way, they are selling it off and giving partially to an anti-discrimination organization. And me, as an anti-discriminatory person, thought, why can I not add to the fund at the Double Thought Show so we can add and get some, some things to show during the show.
Yes, yes. Just it was, by the way, a cool idea.
What is a cool
What
idea?
you did to the insights you got
To fight.
to fight.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
fight.
no.
Two things. I don't know. Did you do it with the Double Thought bank account? That's the first question. Second question is this, KR. I think that Adidas should have skipped August because they're trying to get it. I understand what they want to do. They want to, of course, get rid of all the shoes. Well, that's not what they want to do. They want to get money while they still can on Kanye's back.
Well, we're going to talk about that more later because they can get more money off of his back, but let's see how
but all I'm saying is maybe they should have skipped August because, and this has to do with consultants. Who are your consultants? If they had consulted like an expert on August, such as Will Smith, they would have known that if you want to get rid of someone,
You slap him.
you need to you need to make sure that the brake is clean. Don't, or else you might run a risk of getting caught up in an entanglement.
Hey, you gotta 3 or 4 them out, man. If you break up while you can, you gotta 3 or 4 them out.
Yeah,
I cannot use the word because then we're gonna get some 3 or 4 them.
yeah,
While
yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting on the when you're leaving the house, make sure you sell them off. Let's get some money off of this guy
Yeah.
while we still can.
Metaphorically speaking, guys, we're not talking
Yes, yes,
about
yes.
the
We're
last show.
not talking about. I cannot use that word else. Let's not use that word. Otherwise, we'll get the Sounds of Freedom treatment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
We don't want that over here, boy. We don't,
No.
we don't want that over here.
Yeah,
But
we're
yeah,
good.
but
We're
yeah,
good.
here we are. Here we are. They basically are selling everything off, and it has paid off. They started selling. What I think is remarkable is that first Yeezy Day was in May, in Q2, and then they have like 4 weeks, 4 weeks in August, Yeezy Day. 4 weeks. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you want people to buy more, but I think it has also to do with other releases that they were like, you know what, we have like a opening during this time. Let's dump everything.
Everything as much as possible. Yeah, yeah.
People are on vacations. Let them go into red. Let's get them to max out their credit card.
Yeah.
They just, dude, how can you do 4 weeks back-to-back releases if you want to sell everything off? They are convinced people will buy it. Probably the people who bought it didn't go on vacation, probably.
Or maybe they did. Maybe they were on vacation in the cities in which they bought it.
Yeah, I mean, this is let's see how this goes, man. It is if you look at it, they were basically, let me share what Yeezys they are selling off this month. Basically, they dropped the carbon runners. They dropped a couple of slides, the 350, sorry, the 700. This one is crazy, by the way. You seen this one in real?
Which one? The
gray
right one?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
the
I
gray
did.
one.
I did.
That's crazy, right? That one
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Then you have then they also much more. They dropped the boots. They dropped the sand stone. I think it's called stone salt or something like that. The marine blue, another 370, and even the foam runners. No, it's not the foam runners. It's the what is it called? The foam shoe or something like that. Anyway, so this is what everything they sold off. But let's take a look. Because I think last time around we had a couple of shows where we discussed whether who will be the win. No, everyone is a loser in this case.
Yeah.
But who will prevail?
Who will lose? Who will lose the less? The least.
Who will lose the least? Yeah. I'll say this. Let me ask you first before I show you who lost or who's winning.
Yeah.
Who would you think would win?
Well, we had a discussion in one of the previous shows, and what I said, I still believe there is like Ye said in one of his songs, there's 1,000 yous, there's only one of me.
Ooh.
And I said that I think that although Ye fell off, like let's say his fall was steep, at the end of the day, he would be able to get back on top. 'Cause if you remember, you had Adidas, but you also had Balenciaga during that time,
Mm.
and Balenciaga had the whole scandal, etc. But Ye is Ye, so Ye can take any brand if he wants to and go up, and maybe he will not start a brand, he will not work in a partnership anymore, maybe he will do his own thing. But because Ye is a brand, he's a businessman, so he, I think, so yeah, so that's why I think that Ye, so I don't know what the situation is now, so it can be that you're going to show me the stats that will show that Ye fell off more now, but I'm saying in the long run Ye will win.
Well, I don't have stats of Ye because he ain't been selling anything. So that's first. I'll start
He's
there.
cooking. He's cooking.
He's cooking though. But I think we did the previous show a couple of shows ago. We saw his new sock shoe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much: blowing people, that shit might be fire.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it feels. I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of these shoes Kanye makes, right?
They're comfortable.
They are very comfortable, and you gotta ask yourself if the sock shoe actually feels. Because I tried this one out, dude. It feels very good if you walk into them. Like it has these kind of rubber things inside. It feels great. If the
So it's
sock
comfortable. It's what
very
you're saying.
comfortable. If the sock shoe feels just like this shoe, oh my god, it's gonna be a hit. It would be a hit. But yeah, the question is who's doing better. So let's see how much Adidas got out of that first Yeezy Day. The Yeezy Day accounted for 85% of Adidas Q2 operating profit. 85%. 85. So they did the earnings call, right? That's where they announce all this stuff, and basically, as a investor, you have the right to understand, and you get these calls quarterly, where they discuss what happened, what the future plans are, and in that call, the earnings call, the executive. By the way, guys, an earnings call is a good way to understand how the business is run. So I've learned, let's say you can learn a lot during those calls, even though in businesses you're not interested in. You can understand the restaurant business really great, and also other businesses. But let's take a look. According to Adidas executive on the earnings call, first Yeezy Day sale offloaded roughly 20 to 25% of leftover Yeezy sneakers. This contributed to 150 million euros to Adidas, 176 million euros in operating earnings for the quarter. Thus, 85% of Adidas Q2 earnings originated from the event. However, Allmeyer warned that the contribution from Yeezy might seem more significant than it is, as many of the company's expenses weren't accounted for in the number. So basically what he's trying to say is don't stare at those numbers. don't try to yell back for Yeezy. I think we talked about this in previous a couple of shows back, where it also seemed like Yeezys were contributing to a lot of the profits they were making, and it still does, even when they're offloading.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anything to say?
No, the I didn't know about the what's it called? I didn't know that term. The
earning calls.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I've heard of it before, but didn't know what it entails.
In general, earning calls are in general a great way to learn businesses that you know nothing of. I learned a couple of things about the restaurant business just by listening to earning calls. And now I understand, even though it wasn't the earning calls of the company itself, I understand the fast food business much better.
But is that something that anyone can participate in? So can you?
You can just listen in, yeah. You can listen in.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So you just so I find it very interesting because you are living in your mama's basement,
Mm-hmm.
but yet I mean, you're other people would say, yeah, maybe I should go do something for my life. I should get a job. But you're listening to earning calls, so it seems like a big gap to me. That's why.
Hey, you gotta live in the gaps. You gotta live in the crevices, right? Like for example, you asked me before, was it from the budget of Double Thought Show?
Yeah.
I can tell you, no. It was paid by my sugar mama. Thank you, mama.
Mama, love you.
Mama, I love POP, hold it down. POP, hold me down. My
Yeah.
sugar mama, not my mama. My sugar mama paid
Sugar
for it.
mama.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. So
I,
you gotta live in and my sugar mama, sometimes we talk about this stuff. Like, you gotta she's the executive, so you gotta talk to her.
but I mean, what do you bring to the table?
As any woman would oh my god, you're trying to set me up. You know what I'm gonna say. This dude is trying to set me up. But as any woman would say, I will prevail. I am the table. I'll just be stubborn and continue, knowing that you're trying to set me up. I am the table. Ask her.
Uh, it was right there, man. Like I had to.
I mean, you set me up roughly, but I will continue. I will just run through the wall. If you put a wall in front of me, I'll run through it just for entertainment purposes. Guys, it's all entertainment. Jesus Christ. Trying to set me up. This is how we do it here at the Double Thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I've set you up a number of times.
A
So
number of times,
I
KR.
have
You've
to
done it.
accept-
You've done worse things, man.
I
You've
have to
done.
accept this one. I have to accept this one. Anyway, guys. So basically, I mean, it's a great thing to bring it back to Yeezy, because that's the main topic. Maybe, guys, if you want us to talk about more about earning calls and all that stuff and things we listen to, just let us know in the comments. I mean, we are much more as well than only entertainment. We can talk about a bit more serious topics. Probably you guys won't watch anything of it, even though you write, please make a couple of shows about earnings calls. We can maybe incorporate it with people getting deleted by their husbands.
Yeah.
Anyway, or trying to be deleted. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
If you don't understand that, go watch Monday's show. But yeah, the question that was also asked is, what is the
A woman.
future of Adidas without Kanye or Yeezy? And the CEO basically said Adidas using Yeezy designs is not part of the future strategy. And what does he mean by that? He says the Yeezy product is something that he created. That he means Kanye. He's the inventor of it, and we have been his partner to take his design and sell them off later, which we technically could do, is not part of our strategy. Our task is now to limit the damage and get rid of the inventory, use the proceeds to good, and build a business later without Yeezy. Makes sense. Technically, could be legally.
Translation.
We might spin the block on this idea.
So I'll answer the question. Ask the question again, Kier, and I'll answer. I'm gonna give you what they said in a more straightforward way.
Okay. So, Mr. CEO of Adidas, do you plan to use this Yeezy designs or Yeezy's previous designs for future releases?
Well, let me put it this way, interviewer. We're gonna use it as long as necessary to figure out how we're gonna get ourselves out of this cesspool.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Could you repeat that again?
Yes, to your question, whether or not it is part of a strategy to keep using Yeezys or at least selling Yeezys in the future, we will. I can tell you affirmatively that we will do it, but only as long as necessary to figure out how we're gonna get out of this cesspool that we've caused.
Of Yeezy has cost.
Yeah, well,
It's all part of the plan.
Cut
so
off.
I'd
Cut
like
off
to
the royalties.
so I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone. What is? He has a meme, right? Surprise. he has a
Hey man,
yeah, he has a some anyway. Yeah.
it's. I mean, I think they won't use it because they don't want to be dependent on this. They call it silhouette of shoes, but they have been. I mean, they've been taking inspiration out of his designs. I mean, everyone has been taking inspiration out of the designs. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see similar ones, but not one-on-one copies.
Yeah,
And
but
as well, you cannot sell. The thing is this: they were selling Yeezys at a premium price, so the
that's the
margins. That's the biggest problem.
that's the
I mean, this is
thing. Yeah.
getting like a Jeep. I was looking at a Anton Daniels show the other day, and he was talking about people selling Jeeps, or was it Jeeps or the Wagoneer? I think it's a Jeep, selling it for 150,000, while you can buy Land Rover or Range Rover for almost the same price. What are we doing out here? So no one is gonna pay 300 for Adidas.
Yeah. They would pay 300 for
Not as easy. Not as easy. Let's put it this way.
yeah,
Maybe they will
exactly.
pay for it, but not as easy if it has Yeezy on top of it.
Yeah, so they would pay Yeezy. Well, a car doesn't have a forehead, but okay. They would pay Yeezy.
Figuratively, man. What are you talking about, man?
I'm just saying. But
Oh, this
but
is unspeakable,
a
man.
Ye- a
What the heck
Yeezy,
are we doing?
but they would pay it for Yeezys. They wouldn't.
Yeah,
So
easily.
someone would pay it. So yeah, they wouldn't pay 300 Adidas shoe. They would pay a 300 euro Yeezy shoe.
Mhm.
That's there's a big difference. And one thing I wanted to remark is that even if they copy or they are inspired by the Yeezy designs and they want to follow it, and even if legally it is possible, because even that I have my doubts. That's their stance. But let's say even if it is legally possible, if you're going to sell the same shoes or the same more or less the same designs, because you copied it, but mine's are the Yeezys and yours are like a imitation of mine, then it's gonna be regarded as a ripoff or a copycat. So
You won't be able to sell it for the same money.
and exactly, and in the previous show, KaiR, I don't know if you recall, because we talked about it, the percentage of revenue, or was it profit, that Yeezys accounted for. Do you
Mhm.
remember that?
Yeah,
It was a large number. Do you remember more or less what it was?
60% or something like that. 60%, something like that. It was there was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. So I said it as a joke, but Adidas really needs to figure out what they're going to do. And I really believe that they're selling the Yeezy because they don't have another alternative at this moment. So they're gonna try to sell it as much as possible, hoping that they can figure it out before the stock runs out.
I mean, the stock was going down.
I'm
And
talking
I
about
cannot-
the
the stock, the shoe stock.
the shoe stock,
Yeah,
not
yeah, I
the.
mean, yeah. Yeah. They have to sell them off and hope they can find a plan. I'm trying to look real quick into the numbers of the of Q2 if I can find it, because if I'm not mistaken, they had yeah. So Adidas reported that the revenue for Q2 was nearly flat, declining 5%. To 5.3 billion in the quarter, compared to 5.5 or almost 5.6 in 2023. So they basically dropped, and the only way to save a little bit the numbers is by selling it off, so it looks better. So it's tough. It's gonna be tough for them to survive this, because I mean they were selling these shoes at such a big margin. I think it's probably usually 32% is a good margin. I think they were selling it probably at 80% or
I
something
think so
like that.
too, because it's a luxury. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
luxury product. So yeah.
It is crazy. That was what Gap was also trying to do. Gap tried to okie doke Kanye. Kanye
Yeah.
thought he was making a teaming up with Gap and create clothing that everyone could buy. And then Gap turned around and started selling it as a high price ticket. They were like, "Oh man, this is good for the numbers." And then they broke up. They also broke up. He also broke up with Gap. And then Gap went down. Well, Gap was already going down, but it is what it is. So yeah, another company that also cut ties with Ye was Foot Locker. I don't know if you remember that one, RJ.
I don't recall. No, I don't. So many things happened. Last thing I remember is that Ye opened a shop. Was it next to a Foot Locker or was that next to an Adidas shop? I
They
forgot.
opened the headquarters next to I think it was a Foot Locker. Yeah.
Foot Locker, yeah. But
Foot Locker headquarters as well. Yeah.
but
In
refresh
Paris.
my yeah.
So basically, Foot Locker cut ties with Kanye by dropping the Yeezy product. So they weren't selling anything, but that means that if you drop it, you still have stock.
Yeah.
They said they wouldn't sell anything.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
But what have we learned here on the Double Thought Show? People's be hypocrites. Allegedly. Check out the previous show, guys. Check out the Monday show.
How do you spell hypocrite for me?
LIZ.
ZO. Oh man. Anyway, so yes, usually people are hypocrites, RJ. So it was a couple of I think a month ago. There were rumors that Foot Locker was maybe making a U-turn. Were they? Is Foot Locker making a U-turn on Yeezys? As they would, people were thinking that, well, maybe they floated. You know how it goes. You float the information up in the air to see how people respond to it. And I mean, they had still stock left, and they wanted to sell it off during this same period. I mean, you got to boost your stock some way, right? Well, at the end, they chose not to do it amid possible backlash, as they say themselves. Rejects restock, pulls remaining stock from the shelves. So this is a unique situation. I've never seen this before. Well, maybe I've seen it a couple of times, but not recently. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the stock. Hey guys, if you anyone working at Foot Locker, give your boy a call. My basement is quite. I have some room still. That court.
But you need to sell a couple of your pairs of
Wait, you mean the Asics?
no, the black Air Force Ones. You need to you need
I'm
to
not a
sell.
goon, man. I don't buy goon shoes. Do I look like a goon, guys? Let me know in the comments.
You're talking about you're living in your mom's basement. You're talking about investing. You know what what's it called? What's the call's name? I forgot it. What I asked you? The earning calls. You know what an earning call is. I mean, it's a bit. You got a couple of Yeezys. It's like
Hey,
you
man,
must
I'm
be
just
you must be
imagine-
doing something shady. I don't know what it is.
I must be doing something shady. Oh man, hey. I mean, at the end of the day, what do you want? Do you want to live in your mama's basement, or do you want to end up on YouTube with people telling others that you've been scamming them for years? I'm not in any shiesty business. I don't scam anyone. Like half of your influencers out here. Sorry, guys. I need to. I'm going KaiR on you guys right now. You guys support these influencers that scam you out of money, and then you cry for it. Dude, as soon as he switched it, I knew he was going for that one. You guys are being scammed. Move. I can hold this one. You guys are being scammed out here by these idiots. And you can clearly see that they don't know nothing about finances. Well, I don't know nothing about finances because I'm in my mama's basement. But they don't know nothing, and they live on the streets. Anyway, you can come back now.
The Wall Streets. Yeah. So.
Well, the street corner at the bodega. These guys are making nothing. They're just flaunting your money, just like FTX. And now you're supporting this guy with your money. Ah man, come on, man. Don't let me get. Oh man, yeah, I don't understand people, RJ.
I don't either, man.
I don't understand people. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, you need to accept people are just people, nothing more, nothing less. No one is special.
Well,
let's go.
You don't open that door. Don't open that door.
Let's move on, man. Let's proceed.
Let's move on. Hey guys,
I don't like that kind of talk.
Man, you're trying to. Oh, you wanna. If I say something, people will try to
right to jail right away.
Send me to jail. So I'll stay in my mama's basement, with my mouth shut. I don't know nothing
Because
about
you'd be in
finance.
jail.
I don't know nothing about finances. My. You do how do they do the money phone, right? I'm doing the Yeezy phone. Right?
Yeah.
Guys, this is despicable. Let's stop this show, man. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Hey guys, in today's show we talked about 3 topics. We talked about the Anheuser-Busch selling off brands to Tilray, 8 brands to be more specific. Question is, was it did they sell it pennies on the dollar? Based on the expression of the CEO of Tilray, and the fact that he didn't answer the question when the reporter asked him if he got it for the low, we can assume that the answer is probably yes. All speculations. We talked also about Dave Portnoy returning to Barstool. He bought it back, technically. And last but not least, we talked about Adidas doing. So what Adidas has been doing, these last couple of, or at least since they dropped Ye. At first, it seemed like they thought they were thinking about burning the shoes, the Yeezys, and then they talked about no, we might sell it to get and a part of the proceeds will go to charity. I don't know who charity is and whether she works with Destiny. But whoever charity is, good luck to her. The question is, what percentage? Because they never talked about percentage. Was it 10%? Was it 10% of the proceeds that would go to?
10, yeah, 10. I think it's about 10. If I looked at the numbers, it looked like 10.
Yeah. So we need to look. Also
Really?
check, of course. Also need to check to which charity, of course, because certain
I'm not gonna
charities.
say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
So certain charities aren't that good with bookkeeping. Hashtag BLM. So, guys, we hope you had fun today. I hope you enjoyed today's show. With that being said, guys, as we always say at the end of the show, it's been a pleasure to serve you once more. Whatever your thoughts are, please let us know in the comment section. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, your family, and of course, your enemies. Subscribe to our socials at Double Thought Show on Facebook and Instagram. And remember to subscribe as well if you haven't done so already, especially if you've watched and rewatched our videos. As KaiR always says at the end of the show.
But I can only show you the door.
And if behind that door you find yourself in a negotiation to sell your company to a company you know won't be able to handle the culture you've built at your current company, sell it and wait a couple of months, 18, 24 months, and then show up again and ask them, how is it going? And then offer them to buy it back for pennies on a dollar.
Yes, guys. If you don't do it for yourself, then do it for the culture. Let's have a healthy conversation in the comment section below. We'll see each other in the next one. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.